I think one of the most damaging things that's happened is that older generations that aren't native to this stuff, have bought the idea that they don't know anything about technology. The kids understand it, but I don't. And that's true about how to operate certain aspects, like how to send a snap or whatever. Yeah, I mean, a lot of older folks don't know that. But the idea that there's this generation gap in understanding what makes for a good life, what makes for a healthy family. If you're a parent and you have an instinct, I don't think this phone is actually helping my kid, you're not wrong.
Yes.
Just because you don't know how to operate the device doesn't mean you don't have insight into what it is to be a human, especially if you're part of a community that helps you discern that. So really, we have to kind of take back ownership of flourishing from a very small number of people who are very well paid to make this stuff addictive, make it engaging, make it feel like a great substitute for really living, and say, I don't understand everything you're making, but I know what a healthy life is, and your device is not helping. I don't understand everything about educational technology, but I can tell my kids aren't learning in the way they used to. They're not reading in the way that kids were meant to read. They're not creating their own stuff in the way kids were meant to. And I really think we're at a tipping point where we can actually take back some of the responsibility for flourishing and put it back in our communities, our schools, our churches, and then ask tech to be the servant of that rather than the master of that.
I sense that my job as a parent is to say something, whether they say this, they do, and the kid says, Mom, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. Coach a parent through. What would a parent say in that situation?
Couple things. First, when you ask kids what they most wish they could change in their relationship with their parents. We did this in the preparation for my book. The number one answer teenagers give as to what they'd like to change in their relationship with their parents is they wish their parents were on their screens less. So it's not just the parents.
Wait. The kids wish the parents...
The teenagers wish their parents would stop being on their devices.
Oh, on their parents, okay.
On the parents' devices, and would talk to them and engage with them.
Wow.
So it's not a one-way street where the parents have concerns and the kids don't. Everyone feels this way. When you ask kids, do you wish you spent more or less time on screens? They universally say, I wish I spent less time. When you ask them what's the biggest problem with screens, they say it's sleep. It's preventing me from sleep, and I wish my parents would help me with that. So realize that some of that pushback you get from your kid is the natural, adolescent desire not to be kind of put in a box or told that they're doing something wrong, but they actually know something's not right. We all know. There's no generation gap in knowing that something's not right. The other thing is, part of the job of the parent is to be the parent. And not be the most popular person, not necessarily be the best friend, but say, I can tell something's not flourishing here. And let's start doing some experiments to see what it is. Maybe that means we put this stuff away for 12 hours a day, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Let's just see what happens for 3 weeks. And expect it to be brutal for the first week, and then expect to see real changes. As both parents and kids. So you don't make your kid put away your phone when you're looking at your phone. We all change our behavior with it. And when it's something we share and we're doing these experiments together, I think it's much more likely that our kids will realize this is actually better for everybody.